What up? Back at it. I'm back, baby. I'm back, baby. So this video we are going to jump on the CTS. I need to mount the oil cooler and transmission cooler to make sure I finish off the front of the car. So I can get that done. Still waiting on torque converter and BTR intake, Trinity intake for the cathedral port, but I'll probably end up maybe just going with the LS3 square port and just get the adapters so we can get this show rolling. Maybe. You see the element is in here. It's time to rotate the cars. I got the van out. I'm gonna have to start driving that. For some reason I got an oil leak on an element, and I thought it was a valve cover, so I replaced the gasket and all other seals, and it's still leaking. Only thing I could think of that being that high is the cam sensors. I think it's leaking from there. That's the only other thing it could be leaking from, but it's not like a little tiny drip. It's a good amount of oil. Probably maybe about an ounce of oil a week. So I keep wiping it up and everything, but I'm gonna just let that sit for a while and drive the van for a bit, and then I'll figure it out from there. But other than that, we're gonna do the oil coolers. Let me show you guys real quick. Engine sitting here as usual. And that one there is going to be the oil cooler, and that one there is the trans oil cooler, and both of them have fans. I just need to make a mounting bracket for them. So I'm gonna use some round stock and maybe make like a frame around it to hold them in place. I think that'll be plenty of stability so they can stay in place. Now the other thing I was kind of not sure about is how I'm gonna wire them up. So I just wire them on a regular, on and off button. So I wire them up when the car is on. I haven't decided yet, but that's way down the future. But what I was thinking of doing is maybe slapping a transmission and engine back in a car, and so I can see where I need to make my oil lines, how far. Because I know I already made the oil lines, they're completely done. I just gotta wire, I wouldn't say wire them in, but put the fittings on, well, the fittings are on, and just need to put them in place. And then I need to cut and put the fittings on the transmission fluid lines. All right, well, let's get started on that, and yeah, see you guys in a minute. All right, so I have a sense of the angle that they need to go out, because I'm gonna use the angle from the bash bar that's holding the intercooler up and put them in, along that same line there. So I need to get the bumper off, because I already looked behind there to see exactly. I may have to tilt them in just a tad bit. So if it's sitting like this, they'll just come in just a little bit because of the opening here. I also want to use the fog lights. I want to put the fog lights in, and then it has this duct in there for the, I think it's for the brake calipers, but I'm just gonna have that duct open to go to the coolers here. I may have to trim some of the bumper out too. So I already painted black, so I won't see that little green there. All right, so I just noticed another problem with this situation. That my intercooler piping, yeah, that's not gonna work here. It may, but there will have to be some very tight bends. So I kind of want that about right here, maybe a little bit further back, and it will have to make a hard turn, and this may may have to go up and over or up through here, but I'm not sure. Gosh darn it. Or I could just flip the intercooler around and go that way and just have that one. That may be an idea too, but this is the main intake from the intake, and then this one goes back to the turbos. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get this mounted, and I would just cross that bridge when I get there. Yeah, that'd be fine. All right, so I'm gonna take this rod and bend it into a U shape. I marked it. You ain't gonna be able to see it, but I marked it here and here, and I just need to bend it into place. So let's see here. Yeah, let's go this way first. And get it lined up. That's one. Let's get the second one here. And there we go. We have the U shape. All right, so I have the transcooler and the oil cooler one made. So now we just got to see how we're gonna mount it up. I thought about bending the top parts in and drilling holes and just run them through and tack it. I think that'll be the best way instead of just put it on there and weld it that way. I think drilling a hole straight through and running these through those holes will probably make it a lot stronger. Cause this, I think that'll be my best bet. Maybe, maybe, cause that was kind of wide there. It's longer than that bar, so we'll see.
All right, sorry about that. I had lost audio, so I'm just gonna talk over it real quick. Is that I went on ahead and finished up this intercooler, and not intercooler, but oil cooler, sorry about that. And just finish it out because I want to make sure it's gonna be okay. But the next one, I will show you guys more of what I'm doing. Now, I had to push it out a little bit further just to clear, and also make tabs to hold the oil cooler on because I totally forgot about it. And that's just how it's gonna look right there. I had to kick it back a little bit more like that because of the bumper. When I tried to put the bumper on, the fog light housing was getting in the way, so I had to kick it back just a little bit more in order to get it on. So I will have to do the same thing on that side in order to get the bumper to fit. Okay, I'm not sure what I said here. So I know I was talking about putting this side in. I was getting all the tabs because I had to make these tabs in order to get the intercooler on. Totally forgot about it. I had to make some more for this side because I only made it for the other side. So I had to make those tabs in order to mount, I don't know why I keep saying intercooler, but no, the engine oil cooler. So on here, I'm just gonna weld those on. But the first thing I need to do is figure out how I'm going to mount this. Now I kind of thought of mounting it this way, but I'm not sure because I got to make sure I have enough room in order to put the turbo piping and the intake piping, all that stuff in there. Now, one of the things I thought about was maybe putting it like this, or but I have to some kind of way of of getting in there. So all right, so on here I kind of made the executive decision to flip it upside down because I need to raise it up higher in order to so I can have plenty of room for the piping and also to get the oil cooler lines on, because if it was up high I wouldn't be able to get it on, so I flipped it upside down. I think the bottom part is easier to get to, and also it's going to be easier to maintenance wise to have it at the bottom. Now I'm kind of thinking about the other side of putting them at the bottom as well, but I can flip that around. It's easy. But for here we're just going to have them the bottom, and I should have plenty of rough room to run the turbo piping maybe through the oil cooler. I mean, not the oil cooler, but the power steering through those two lines I just pointed to, and then run the turbo piping underneath it. But I'm still not sure if that's gonna be good, but I think that's where I'm gonna keep it at for right now.
Alrighty, so that is it for that, for the CTS. I'm glad to get those on because I wanted them on. I know it's more important things to get done, but it was just something I wanted done. So we got those on there. Now the Intercooler, I bought another fitting, but it's the wrong one. It's a 10 AN10, but the bottom part, I thought it was a 10. Actually, I thought it was a 10, but the threads, whatever, the threads are wrong, so I have to get another fitting for that. But the oil cooler stuff is going to be absolutely perfect because, and I'm pretty sure I should be able to get the intercooler piping in there. Like I said, it's going to be a very, very, very tight turn there, unless I think of some other route to go. But other than that, that's pretty much it. So until next time, guys, until we meet again, please comment, like, and subscribe. Later.